We're going to put together this mesh banner. This is a 9-ounce mesh banner. The mesh has little tiny holes in it for the wind to bypass right through it. On the back of these meshes that we use to print has a little liner. This liner actually prevents the ink from going onto the machine when it's sprayed onto the print. When we remove the liner, usually it comes off in one clean sweep. But sometimes, like you see here, it picks apart in small pieces. But once you get it going, it's extremely satisfying to watch and listen to. So take a listen for this one real quick. I know a lot of you guys that follow me over on TikTok and Instagram really like all the ASMR stuff, so I figured throw in some ASMR when I can. Now I'm going to be placing double-sided tape on the edge all around this banner. The edging gives much more longevity to keep this thing better held up in windy conditions. Other places use a heat welder or stitching to actually do the process. The way we do it, we feel is pretty secure just using the tape. It's actually quicker. Heat welding would be better, but we don't have a heat welder at all right now. Eventually that's something we'd like to get, but in the meantime we're using tape, which really does well, and it doesn't take too long to do. Sometimes it's actually easier to do like the opposite end. It depends on which way the material is. Like folding over the edge sometimes gives you a little bit harder feedback just on the way the texture is on the material. You'll see when I actually do the left and right side that it would be way faster just because it's pushing over a lot easier for me. So this double-sided material that I use, the tape wise, is just a basically house brand from one of my vendors that I use. It's about a $10 roll. It used to be like $6, but with the economy and material, it's gone up quite a bit. So even $10 is still a good deal for this tape. It works really well. There's all types of brands that you can actually get. So we've tested a bunch of them. The one that we feel is really good compared to everything. Yeah, there's some 3M double-sided that are going to be the best, but you're also going to pay a much more for that when we think that this tape that we use does a good enough job at a good price point. Now this is going to be the easiest side of it just because it folds over so much easier with just the way that the print is made. And after I peel off this tape, I'm going to just basically fold it over, and then I'm going to use a roller to actually compress the tape into the actual material. You can also use your hand. If you see it, I think I use my hand actually to pre-flatten it, and then the roller is ideal to get the really tight basic compression on the material. We're going to go ahead and do the last side here. Same process. After that, we're going to use some power tape for the corners. Now we're working on the last edge here, and after we complete this, we're going to move on to doing power tape for the corners. We don't always use power tape, but in these situations, this banner or a bunch of these banners are all sponsorship for outdoor fields at baseball diamonds. So they're going to be hanging on the fence all summer long, and we want to give a little bit extra protection with some extra power tape in the corner. And power tape is just basically a single-sided tape that gives another layer just to the corner. So when we put the grommet through it, it goes through essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on the corners. It actually will be going through 5 layers with the added power tape. This tape is actually pretty expensive. I haven't checked in a while, but I believe it's $20 some a roll. So it's expensive, but you're not using a lot per job. Like I'm just basically using an inch for the corners, and sometimes you don't even need to do that much. All right, so that's all done. Now we're moving on to the grommeting. That's my favorite part of anything. That means we're done with the job. So for this size banner, we only need to do a total of 6 different grommets. So 1 in each corner, and then top and bottom. Let me know if you guys like these types of videos. I have tons of videos that I could be making that I don't, and I decided, I should start filming actual videos on YouTube. So I'm gonna buy a nice camera to do some good shots, some close-ups, and a nice mic to actually do some nice voiceovers like this. So if you guys are coming over from TikTok and Instagram and you like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments if you're coming from another social media, and any kind of ideas of what you want to see, just let me know. I really appreciate all the feedback and comments.